welcome back. We're going to finish the back side of these notes. We're going to start with circumference. So here's the basic formulas, 2 pi r or d pi. So whenever I give you the radius, the easiest way is just to say 2 pi times 9. So my answer is 18 pi meters. Now we're going to do something called the arc length. Now the arc length is different from the sector. The sector was like this, if this was an entire like chunk of pizza and you're eating the pieces. Now the arc length is like if you're just doing the crust. It's like how much of the circumference here do you have of the entire circle? So we're going to start out kind of like we did before. We're going to take the degree of the arc over 360, then times it now by circumference. So 2 pi times my radius, which is 21. We're going to leave our answer in terms of pi again. So just grab your calculator, take 120 divided by 360. And sometimes I go ahead and push enter, and then I push times again, 2 times 21, or you don't have to push enter. Just make sure you can get the answer 14. Now we're going to have to drop down that pi symbol, and this is units. It's not squared. Let's do the same thing here. We're going to take the 90 and put it over 360 and times it by circumference, which is 2 pi times my radius, which is 12. All right, just type it in. 90 divided by 360 times 2 times 12 is 6. And again, this is just units. Now, lastly, we have this thing called find the area of the shaded segment. Now, it's a two-part process. You have to find the area of the sector, which we did at the beginning of notes in video number 1, okay? And then we're going to have to find the area of this little triangle, which we did in a different chapter. And then you're left with this chord, which is a segment, and everything shaded below it. Now, this is the trickiest thing we're going to do, and it's not too bad. Let's find the area of the sector. All right, so the angle is 90 over 360 times it by area. Pi times radius squared. Okay, so that's 4 squared. Now, I know the directions say leave it in the tenths, but we're not going to round it to the very, very end. Because if we keep using rounded answers, our answer is not going to be anywhere where it needs to be. So 90 divided by 360 times 4 squared is 4 pi. Now we have to find the area of the triangle now. And if you remember back, it's base times height over 2. Now, what just happened? The cool thing is your base and height are the two pieces that make the right angle, which you know because they're both a radius. They're both radii. So 4 times 4 over 2, which is 8. Now we're just going to subtract the 2. Now, if I said leave it in terms of pi, you would have to leave your answer here. What is happening? But on this problem, we're going to round to the 10th. So just type it in. And let's practice and see if we can get the same answer. When I take 4 pi and minus 8, I get 4.566. And we're going to round it off to 4.6. Okay. Now, next one. We need to find the area of the sector, which is 60 over 360 times the area, which is pi times radius squared. So 60 over 360 times 18 squared is 54 pi. Now let's find the area of the triangle. And it just told me my time was almost up. I'll come back and finish this in the third video.